Hello and welcome. Step 2 in our series on trying to buy a Roadtrek. If you haven't watched Trying to Buy a Roadtrek Good Luck and Trying to Buy a Roadtrek Step 1, you might want to go back in the videos and watch those first. You've got your wad of cash. It's time to find somebody selling what you want to buy. But hold your horses. First things first, you need to go to your toolbox, pull this thing out, make sure you have fresh batteries in it, turn it on, and use it. What is it? It's a bullshit meter. You don't have one? Where can you get it? What does it do? How much does it cost? There might be people out there who already have their credit cards out, clicking the link, going to the link, trying to buy this thing. Sorry, it's not real. I just point that out because it's just like some of those ads you're about to look at. They're not real. But the good news is you already have a BS meter. It was part of your standard equipment. It's called common sense. It only costs something if you don't use it. As we move along here, the important thing to remember is if something looks too good to be true, it is. So starting out, I could show you a lot of examples of BS ads, and we could talk about them. And what will help you more is to show you examples of prospective vehicles that actually exist, that you could contact a real person, potentially purchase the vehicle. So here are a few examples of the kind of ads I look at. This is also the way I try and construct an ad when I'm selling something. In short, I try and construct an ad telling the prospective buyer why this is a vehicle they would want to buy. I don't care where the owner went. I don't care how much they love the vehicle or how sorry they are to part with it. Way too much emotional attachment for anybody to objectively present the vehicle for somebody else to consider, evaluate, and so forth. Emotions aren't part of what I do when I buy a vehicle. But that's just me. Let's take a closer look at one of these ads. Here's what I'm looking for. All the stuff that the seller has spent money on, so hopefully I won't have to. That's good. I like those things. I already know what a Roadtrek looks like, inside, outside. I know what they're equipped with. So if that's in an ad, it's not telling me anything. Now, pictures, they can be helpful, especially if modifications have been done to the vehicle. Did the current owner keep that original equipment so that in the event I wanted to restore it back to its original condition, is that equipment available for me to do that? If not, okay, but I have to consider that. Incidentally, this particular Roadtrek, I wouldn't buy. Why? There's nothing wrong with the Roadtrek. It just doesn't have any rear access. That's important to me. Other people will have different things that are important to them. It's a personal thing, but having that information and being observant about what you're looking at is important. Look all the way around the vehicle if there are pictures to do so, and there should be a picture of the front, the rear, and at least two angular pictures of the side, so you can make sure there's no damage on either side, no damage in the back, no damage in the front, or if there is damage, what is the damage? The next step is, where do I search? I'll link into the description, Auto Trader website, Class B website forums, Roadtrek forums, but primarily my search is Craigslist, eBay, RV Trader, because that's where people tend to list RVs the most. What I use is something, a search engine called Search Tempest, and it can break it out as far as Craigslist, eBay, RV Trader, a variety of different sites, or it will put all the listings together and give them all to you at once. So it'll search everywhere and give it to you all in one convenient spot, which is great. On Craigslist, this little section over here has some very useful information if the seller bothered to fill it out properly. Is the title clean? If the vehicle is a salvage title, that could explain perhaps a lower price. However, a salvage vehicle is not easily insured like a clean titled vehicle. A vehicle listed as a rebuilt, which is rare. I rarely see one listed as rebuilt, usually as salvage. But if they do list it as rebuilt, what they're telling you is it was a salvage title vehicle. It went through a process of being recertified. It can't be sold as a clean title, but it can be sold as a rebuilt title. An insurance company will look at a rebuilt title differently than they look at the salvage titles. So some insurance companies will say, yeah, we'll go ahead and insure the vehicle for the liability portion of things. But since the vehicle's already been totaled, a payment's been made out by some insurance company for the value of the vehicle, they're not going to insure the comprehensive part of the vehicle because they can't determine the extent of the damage that might have been done to it or that still exists within the vehicle. So they're not going to insure it for things other than you banging into something. You can get more information on salvage title vehicles and rebuilt title vehicles in the description below. I put a link there that's pretty comprehensive on that stuff. Are there receipts for parts and labor that might have been done on the vehicle? That's important to have. So if the seller has done a good job in presenting their vehicle, like the examples that I've shown, you have the information you need to move the vehicle from the suspect list over to the prospect list. And now you're in a position where you could make contact with that customer and get a little more detail about the vehicle than what's contained in the ad. Just as a preview of the next section, we're going to make a list of a bunch of questions you need answers to before you move out of the investment of time mode and into a potential investment of both time and money in terms of traveling someplace, getting a pre-purchase inspection on a vehicle, those kinds of things. That will be what's coming up in step 3. If you'd like to be notified when step 3 uploads, then subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when that episode is uploaded. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you think it'd help somebody else, please share it with them. And as always, comment as you see fit. Till the next video, see you later. Yeah, I got to get some new batteries for this.